Well, Chelsea are on course for an all-English Champions League final with Arsenal after they knocked out holders, I should say, Lyon on penalties to reach the semi-finals. It was a dramatic finish at Stamford Bridge. It saw VAR get involved in awarding Chelsea a stoppage time penalty. That was in extra time, but Chelsea did lead 1-0 on aggregate heading into this. But Vanessa Gillis's goal ensured the game would be heading into extra time. Lyon scored again with 10 minutes left of that extra time and looked on course for victory before Chelsea were awarded a penalty deep into stoppage time, a decision which infuriated Lyon's players and staff. Marion Mielde scored it to send the game to penalties. And Anne-Catherine Berger was the hero, making 2 saves as Chelsea won and set up a semi-final clash with Barcelona.
We've never won a penalty shootout as a team, so can you imagine what was going on in my mind? Nonetheless, I knew that I was forced into every substitution tonight. They were injuries in each and every case. So I had to be so conscious, even in extra time, that we're the penalty takers on the pitch, because I felt I didn't see a goal in us, to be honest. And maybe, listen, when I see Lyon subs coming off the bench, one after the other, world-class talent, I think that we managed the best we could, considering the circumstances.
Oh, well, Hayes reiterated her relief at hearing the final whistle in her post-match news conference, singling out Marion Mielde for particular plays after getting her team over the line.
I only take it one game at a time, and I felt like, yes, we went away from home and performed well last week, but I knew Lyon would come for us today. And I don't know, I'm just relieved. I'm just relieved it's over and we're through that, because our depth wasn't big tonight and players have had to come into the game, play multiple roles, and for Marion to do what she did when it was the last kick of the game, when she had to place the ball 3 times. That she's a Chelsea legend. She deserves her night, much as Anne-Catherine does, because we know what she's like from penalties. And I knew that if we got to that situation, momentum had turned. And yeah, drama, full of drama. I'm exhausted, to be honest with you. Relieved and exhausted. She's got blue blood. I mean, you can count on her on the biggest moment. I knew that everybody knew that Marion was going to take that penalty, and everybody knew Marion was going to score.
Well, Marion's game-saving penalty, for which Hayes admits she had to look the other way, only came after a VAR check for the foul on Lauren James. The check and Lyon's subsequent protest went on for so long, it wasn't until the 128th minute that the penalty eventually took place. It was the last kick of the game before the shootout.
Lauren said it to me, walked over, she went, it was a penalty. LJ's really honest like that. She said, it was a penalty. I can't say any more than that. I just know that that's the first time I've ever seen an interaction between officials in the women's game and VAR, because every game, including the last one, I didn't even know it was switched on, to be honest with you. So to think that it actually, something happened, I was like, oh wow, it is really, there is something or someone in the background, but I haven't seen it. I can't tell you. The player said she was sure it was a penalty.
Here's confirmation of those semi-finals, and Chelsea play Barcelona while Arsenal take on Wolfsburg after they beat Paris Saint-Germain 2-1 on aggregate. The first legs will be played on the 22nd and 23rd of April. So an all-English final is still on. Chelsea play Barcelona. Arsenal take on Wolfsburg because they beat PSG 2-1 on aggregate. The first legs, as we mentioned, will be played at the end of April. Hayes welcomed the prospect of actually facing Arsenal, as well as the demands of competing for domestic and European success.
I'm so happy for English football. Both teams are through. What a performance from them. And for us, different type of performance. I'm sure they'll get bodies back. I'm sure we will somehow. That's what you do at this point. But it's so tough, like so gruelling, the schedule. And I think, if I'm honest, even more so with so much less recovery for the players, because you don't actually feel it in the first part of the season. I think the players, both camps, you really do feel it. And yeah, we're thin because our league is tough, but can't do anything about it.